Hey everyone, it's Linda Perry of Soul Genius Branding, and welcome to this week's 15 Minutes to Genius. So this week, I want to talk about yet another one of my favorite topics, and that is boundaries. So boundaries are so hard for so many of us, and the reason most of the time is because we want people to like us, or we're afraid of what people are going to think of us if we say no, or if we set some sort of boundary by saying, hey, we're unavailable. And that can really be hard as an entrepreneur because sometimes you're never sure when's the next business going to come. But boundaries are so critical and so crucial to the growth of your business. And I just wanted to take some time and remind you to really think about how to set boundaries this week. So many of us think that setting boundaries is about pushing people away. And the truth is that boundaries are about keeping us in. So it's not about being aggressive or angry or saying, no, I just can't do that. It's about saying, no, I can't do that because this is what works for me. Or can we change this because this is what works for me? And it's okay to set boundaries, and it's not about being angry. It's about making sure that you're preserving your time and really preserving all of your energy. And so that can be so important this time of year that I wanted to spend this week's 15 Minutes to Genius just reminding us all to set some boundaries. So think about it. Where are you not setting boundaries? Maybe it's with a client. Maybe it's with your family. I know oftentimes one of my big ones is weekends. So that's a clear boundary for me because weekends are family time. Weekends are time that I make sure that I don't do client calls, things like that. And so I really try to set that boundary clearly, and not because I don't want to be available, but because it is exactly what works for me to stay sane and be actually productive. So this week, spend 15 minutes today looking at all the areas where you're violating your boundaries or not setting proper boundaries. Then look at how are you actually setting boundaries? Are you doing it in a way that feels uncomfortable, that's stiff, that's aggressive? Check in with yourself and see what you're making it mean that you're setting a boundary. And then set a boundary, just one this week, and say, no explanation, nothing else, just set the boundary. As I always tell my clients, no is a complete sentence. So it's really okay to just set a boundary and be done with it and move on. So this week, check it out, see how it works for you. And I can't wait to hear how boundary setting has turned out for you. If this is your first time joining us for 15 Minutes to Genius, welcome. I'm so excited to have you here. 15 Minutes to Genius are weekly tips that I share with my audience via email, via social media, and other ways. And there are little steps that you can take every day to grow your business. If we are not moving forward, if we're standing still, we are actually moving backwards. So instead of doing it in giant increments, I want you to start doing them one bit at a time. So that's all for this week's 15 Minutes to Genius. I hope you have a great week and are setting some great boundaries during this holiday season. Have a great one.